Good morning, DMV. You are tuned to the Kickback with me, Diamond V. Frazier, and we are live at my spot. And I have with me the Kent Black. You're so dramatic.
That was extra.
Okay, so we are promoting your project, Slow Jams.
Yeah, Project Slow Jams.
Oh my mother freaking gosh. If you have not heard it, you are under a rock. And I feel like this man needs a lot more recognition than what he gets, because the vibe of the music, it just takes you into like a whole nother world. Like, it's so deep. And we were talking about it earlier, about it having like this psychedelic feel. So not to like ambush you, but have you ever tried like acid or any kind of mushrooms or any drugs, and where did it exactly take you?
Whoa, yo, that's definitely a first, right? In an interview. I don't think anybody's ever asked me this in an interview, but I think my music is very much under the influence of psychedelics.
You just jumped. I asked you, did you try acid? That was a direct question.
Oh, okay.
It's real.
Yeah, I've tried acid a couple of times on a couple of occasions.
Define a couple. Was it like one or two, or was it like
many?
Many times.
Like many, countless occasions.
A lot of people look down on doing any type of drug that's outside of weed and cigarettes, like the standard. So what got you into acid, and what was that experience like? And then after that, I need you to tell me why you decided to continue doing it. So how did acid come about?
Yeah.
And what was that feeling like?
I feel like there was just like an opportunity to try it. The opportunity had arisen at a certain point in my life, and I was like, this could be a beautiful experience.
Take us to that day. Because you remember, everybody remembers their first of everything.
Actually, I can't honestly say I remember my first.
Wow.
But I remember my last.
Okay, well, take us there.
Okay. So, yo, shout out to you for like, bringing the questions. Yeah, I think like my last experience trying like LSD, it was a blotter. It was nice. It was clean. Like, it was a beautiful experience. I work a lot, like, in addition to like my music. So a lot of my time is spent like around people that are not a part of like the creative community.
Right.
And that's like something that I struggle with a lot. Like being like constantly under the influence of like people who don't think like me or like share like creative energy, like people who don't even know what like creative energy like is. That's not on their like spectrum of being,
Right.
And I have a lot of like commercial media like projected onto me, and like commercial ways of thinking, and like I feel like as an artist and like as a music producer, like I struggle with just like, being able to like make my music and like be true to like myself in a world where like, especially in the music industry, where people are like trying to be like the next person who's like succeeding,
Right.
And which I get. I mean, there's a lot of people who have like built careers off of like mimicking other people.
Right.
Yeah. So like just me, like in my day-to-day life, I struggle with just like maintaining my identity and like just being true to myself, and like because of that, like people constantly like question me and like question who I am and like what I am and what I stand for, and like
well, we're gonna find that out today, so
so that's it. But like that's what my experience was like very reflectant of, to answer your question.
So where were you when you took it? Like,
I was on a mountain in Winchester, Virginia.
VA.
Yeah, and it was beautiful. I was like on a mountain and with like beautiful people and great company, and
so you all took it collectively, or it was just you? Or if it was like
it
one,
was
two, three,
it was
let's
a
just
couple,
throw this
me and a
back.
couple of like very close friends, and yeah, we shared a beautiful experience.
So
that
what?
evening.
So is it like you see the reality that you're in, but the image is a bit distorted?
I think LSD and like I think like cleaner psychedelics or like hallucinogens can like I think what ultimately what they do is help like bring your subconscious forward, you know? And like I feel like a lot of people including myself, like, you know, I go throughout like the motions of my day, almost like ignoring my subconscious just to like,
Right.
you know,
So that
focus on
helps,
like
like,
being where I
bring it
am
out.
and like where I'm going next. Like, you know, what's my next move here, like in this life now. And we don't have a lot of time to like sit and like meditate because we work, and I feel like, you know,
So the
we suffer.
inspiration behind Project Slow Jams, was it influenced by your influence? If that makes sense to you.
I think it's influenced by my experiences
Okay. So
Yeah.
why make
in life.
beats and instrumentals and feels that are very like psychedelic? Like what draws you to that?
Just the sound and like ambience. I feel like, yeah, ambience is very important, and like I feel like it's possible to like music for me is very visual, and like when I go into like my creative process, I try to like paint like a picture, and like if I don't have like a picture to paint, then like I don't need to be like in the studio like trying to make music. So
Right. It's like why be there just to be there? Like
Just to be
I'm going
there,
there with
yeah.
a purpose.
yeah,
But you produce and mix and write your own music.
yeah.
Why is that so important to you? A lot of people just hire other people to do that. Why do you feel like it should come solely from you?
I just feel like for me as like a person, I try to keep things like pretty in-house and like build like my temple, and like the most skills I'm able to have, like that's how many skills I want to have, and like I want to be able to bring like everything to the table. I'm also like a business owner, so like entrepreneurship is like important to me, and like being able to do things for yourself is like very important. So like I want to be able to make my own music. I'm blessed that I'm able to. Like
So your ideals on life and entrepreneurship and meditation, does that come from self or were you raised that way? Like does your family bring you up that way?
I think it definitely starts with myself. Yeah.
Does it come in your household? Like are you close with your family?
Yeah, I have a good relationship with my family. With my mother. I have a small family, but with my mothers. I have two mothers.
Oh. And did they teach
Yeah.
you about meditation and doing things for yourself and self-actualization, or like where did that, you said it started from self, but a lot of people struggle with that, but was that something that was instilled in you?
It's things that I learned and adapted that I felt like I was naturally attracted to, and things that like made sense to me, like growing up and going through my experiences like in life.
You are
Things
so
that like
vague.
things that made sense to me, you know, like I'm like, yo, that looks like it could be a good thing. Like I used to never like even like stretch really, you know? Like people don't even like stretch, which is like an amazing thing for your body, you know? So now I do like yoga regularly. I don't eat like meat and whatever. Like I'm pretty extra, but like, yeah,
No, that's dope.
yeah.
So I can't, like, I am still, okay, so I'm on the same wavelength as you, not far. But, and I do understand the importance of not eating meat. However, a sister did dip and dab to meat.
She had
Because
she had a bacon cheeseburger or
ew,
some shit.
no burgers. I wean myself off of any like pork, anything like that, but I am a chicken eater, a sporadic chicken eater.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why it's a bit harder to become full vegetarian is because I need to learn like substitutes, like other things to eat. So as a vegetarian, what do you eat? Like, what do you suggest?
I'm actually like past being like a vegetarian. Like
You're
for
vegan?
me, yeah, I'm like vegan.
No eggs.
Yeah, like no eggs, like no butter. Like occasionally, super rare, I might have like maybe like a slice of cheese pizza. Like that's like hardcore for me.
Dang.
Like for me, cheese pizza is like a steak.
So is your surrounding vegetarian or is it just you?
Nah, I'm just out here.
Out here.
My brother,
veggie.
shout out to my brother. He was a vegetarian. He's been a vegetarian for almost a year, and now he's like vegan. But like I'm like raw vegan. Like I eat just like raw food like most of the day, most days, and most of the day. Yeah, so.
Oh my God.
I
So
just eat like raw food and French fries.
You like raw food?
Yeah.
Like calamari?
Nah.
Oh.
Nah, vegetables.
Oh.
Just fruits and vegetables.
So you don't have to cook it or nothing. You just.
Just eat it.
Is that an acquired taste or it's always been?
It's been acquired, yeah.
Okay.
Like I started like I was like, all right, no fast food, and then I was like, all right, no like. You know, like I never ate fish, but I was like, no like pork, no fast food, no like.
So what's the trick
blah, blah.
to being disciplined on something like that? Whenever somebody sets
Baby
their mind to
steps.
something, okay, so don't
Like
just
make
go
a plan and
turkey.
like execute that plan. Whatever your plan is, like just make a plan and like stick to it and make it happen. But it did take me like a long time to get here.
Okay.
But it's a beautiful thing, and like the way I view like food even, and the way I like choose to eat or treat my body is like completely different. But you know, I used to go to Chick-fil-A and get the spicy chicken deluxe and the large fries and everything.
Shout
and
out
like
to that. You never like drive past and be like, dang, like, oh.
now I drive by and I'm like, ugh, people eat that. It's like
For
trash.
real?
Yeah, so
Dang,
I'm
I'm
like,
trying to
damn,
do
that's
that.
not even like food.
Oh,
Just keep
gosh.
going. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get into a segment, and it's called "Wit It or Quit It." You guys that have seen the show are definitely familiar with that. So I'm gonna read you some statements. You tell me if you're with it. That means you agree, or quit it like, no, I'm not with that. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this first one, the only difference between a man and a woman is their physical build. The world should be asexual. Date who you love despite gender or color. Are you with that or no?
I'm with it. Love
You
who
agree?
You love. Yeah.
Love who you love.
Yeah.
So why do you feel like we're built differently? Like, why do I have a vagina and you have a penis?
Because we serve the purpose of reproducing. If it was the other role and, you know, you had the penis and I had the vagina, that's just, we are who we are.
So say if I were interested in women.
Yeah.
And based off of how you feel, like you just love who you love. Like it shouldn't be defined on anything. And I want a child. Should I adopt? Or am I okay to use a man for his sperm and just use him for what he's good for?
That's up to you.
No, but your
There's a child
personal
out there.
ideals.
For like if you want to have a baby?
If you want to let's say you like men, right?
Like me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like let's say you like men.
All right.
But you really want to have a baby.
Okay.
You agree that you should use a woman to get that, or would you just be stuck with adopting?
I would use whatever would be ideal for myself. I
And
guess.
what would that be?
Oh, personally?
Yes.
Like, do I have a partner or something in this scenario?
Yes. You say.
All right. So me and my partner, we're trying to get a child.
Yes.
All right, and my partners, we're on the same level. So,
You're on the
so
same
it's
level.
it's up to me.
It's up to you. Do you feel like?
I feel like we could easily adopt a child and cash out and get that little adoption money. How much is that? Like $900?
OM mother freaking G. But everybody.
Nah, but we live a good life. We be living it up. I get him a little dirt bike.
But so, I mean, what happens when you want like your child to have similar features, or like you look at your seed and like, this is mine. Like I made this baby.
I feel like you could instill that kind of relationship with anybody. that you put quality like time into.
Like you can, I don't want to say mold, but for lack of better words,
But I could like build, I could
influence.
build an amazing relationship with you, and we just build up each other and know that like we're responsible for like the character that we have.
So you think that people should raise their children to just do what they feel despite societal norms?
I think so, yes. But unfortunately, like, you know, we live in a world where like people project. So like what we receive is just a projection of someone else's opinions and views. So
But
it's
how would you
important
raise
to,
your
like,
child? Because you do want children. We talked about that. He
True,
definitely
yeah.
wants
Hey.
some little kids running around.
Some little KBs or little,
Yes.
some little meows.
Yes. So how are you going to raise your children? Like, just do whatever you feel, or you're going to try to push them to do a certain thing that aligns with
My views.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just like, yo, this is how I view life. And I think I think it's important to like give people like perspective and like allow them to make their own choices and just help be like the best guide and influence that you can be. But I feel like in a lot of parenting, like people want to be like there's like a control factor and an expectation factor. And like I feel like that's where a lot of like parental relationships fall off, is because there's like, you know, almost like an enforcement relationship. And like that's why, you know, relationships with, you know, youth and parents aren't as strong as they could be, is because
that's a fact.
They're not comfortable, like, you know, just being like
honest and
being
being
themselves. Yeah, because they have to like fit a mold that is being projected onto them.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so this next one, there needs to be a ban on guns. The death rate in school shooting statistics will significantly drop. Do you agree? Or no?
I don't agree with all of the words in that statement. I feel like, yeah, there should definitely be a ban on some kinds of guns. Like, you know, like the average like citizen doesn't need like an M16. Like, it's great, and they're like, you know, guns are really fun for sport. I will say, like, you know, guns are fun for sport, but I'm not a very like strong advocate of guns. Like, I've been like, you know, caught in like the crossfires of like gun violence, and I know what it's like to be on the receiving end of like gun violence.
Was a gun held to your head?
Yes.
Or close by to your face?
To my body.
To your body.
Yeah, but like I feel like, you know, if people like have intent to hurt, like they're gonna hurt people no matter what. So like
it doesn't matter.
Guns is just like it's an asset to like to a weapon, which is a person. You
can't just coast over that. I mean, what exactly happened when the gun was at your body?
Yeah, I got like shot, you know.
You've been shot?
Yeah, in both of my legs. Yeah.
What in the... Was it something that you were involved in, or you just happened to be there?
It was definitely something I was involved in, you know. I won't get into too many details.
You gotta tell us, like...
But that was a real thing. Yeah.
How do you just say I'm not going to get into too many details? You know how many people have been shot?
I know a few.
And you said...
Yeah. I know a few personally.
Man, so how do you move on from that?
Just like, you know, wanting to.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I really do want to hear the story, but I'm just going to respect the fact that you don't want to care to share. Is it because you don't want to relive it?
Or... Nah, I feel like people, like anybody who's like experienced like a lot of like trauma, relive things every day, you know, in their mind.
So what's stopping you from sharing the story?
Just timing, you know. I've already shared like a lot, I think.
What, in this interview?
Yeah, like personal shit.
It's never, because the thing is, when you come to the Kickback, you want people to really just get to know you as a person. Like, what makes Kent so different? How can I relate to Kent? Like, why does his personal story like just intrigue me so much?
Yeah. I guess it should. Yo, I'm just me. I'm out here. I'm trying to like live my best life, and that's it. I realize like, as like people, we really are like, we're surrounded by so much negativity. Like we don't even realize it.
That's
For
a
real.
fact.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I just want to be a positive light out here in the world, and like, just influence some lives if I can, and spread some love.
Dang.
That's it.
This man is on freaking cloud 9. I feel like I'm getting a contact high just from sitting next to him.
Damn.
All right.
Yeah.
That's dope. So this next one, people get caught in one soulmate when they should have a lot of loves. Each person you encounter romantically is a representation of a stage in your life.
I think I actually agree with that 100%.
That you shouldn't just set your eyes out on just that one person. Like, you should experience multiple different people.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like, don't be like, oh, yo, Kickback, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I just feel like it is possible to have, like, multiple soulmates, and, like, I think, like, life and love in general are just, like, very abstract concepts, and you shouldn't limit your mind or, like, your life or, like, your entity to one of any type of anything.
Right. So
and
what happens?
People can bring you perspective or, like, bring you influences that you've never had before, and like you shouldn't shy away from those things. Not to say that like traditional love is wrong, like it's beautiful if you can grow with a person, but sometimes like you need influence to grow.
So if you're in a relationship with someone and someone else comes along that you feel would contribute something better to your life, do you explore that option, or do you respect the situation that you're in?
I feel like if you've made a decision to be in that situation that you're in, you should respect it, or at least have like as best communication as possible with your partner to like be able to talk about it.
So you agree with this wholeheartedly that there are multiple soulmates in different stages of your life, and you're going to learn something. So from a man who wants to have children, are you building a family with one person and that's solely it, or that kid that you have with that person is a stage in your life?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not even at that point, so like none of us know what's next.
Kent is trying to play a player. I think he doesn't really like. He must have studied what I do, like, and I'm not really feeling this too much. But you my man, so I'm like letting it ride. But this is not a general consensus. This is about the Kent Black.
Yeah, I'm kind of like neutral. I'm like very neutral.
That's BS.
All right, I think that
you personally,
me
not
personally,
in general.
for me, if I could have like my own, like in the world of Kent Black's mind and his like small little world, I would have like a Kent Black palace
with multiple
on my 20 acres with my loft and everything.
Okay.
I'd probably have to have a house at that point.
So who's in the house?
It's me, and it's like my empresses.
That's
like,
what I'm talking
and
about.
then it would be like we'd be like the little Blacks family, maybe like 2 or 3 empresses.
Okay, and they're just all with you. That's dope. I'm
That
for
would
it.
be
3
ideal.
wives?
3 wives, yeah.
Every man's fantasy. That was genuine. Like, that's not a joke right there. He really meant it.
Yeah, I meant that. Maybe I'll die like a beautiful death, and one will get jealous and they'll stab me while I'm in the shower, and I'll just die there like at age 59.
50.
Bleeding out in the shower, and I'll be like, damn, I lived a good life.
What in the OMG?
I'm like, at least it was someone I loved. Oh.
All right, so this last one, modern day feminism is an excuse for women to dress provocatively and be sexually fluent.
I don't agree with that.
You don't. So what do you think that modern day feminism is about?
Yikes. This is a touchy subject because I have black person views and then I have like worldly views, I guess, you know?
Okay. So
I think
let's hear both.
feminism is really for black women, but I feel like a lot of women just like stand behind it so they can help feel like empowered and like feel a part of like a family or like a culture of women that are empowered. But I feel like, you know, feminism is for black women because they are the most powerful. And I feel like, you know, yeah, that's pretty much it. I feel like I got it all there.
No, because you said you have black views, but then you have worldly views.
Yeah,
so
like
what
I
would
feel
your
like
worldly
feminism
views be
is
about?
is derived from like from and for black women,
But it
like
started
women.
with white women.
Does it? Did it?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like it should be like
For black
women because they are the ones who need it the most in the world.
So when the Women's March occurred and there was like all
the
types of women
and
out
all
there,
of the women, yeah.
you feel like it should have just been a black woman thing and the basically white women were just trying to be a part of the crowd, just wanted to be in on something, and it wasn't something that was really dear to them.
I feel like it is dear to them. Like they believe in it and they stand behind it. But like I said, like I feel like everyone stands behind feminism because it's for women. But if it was like from my own opinion, like I feel like feminism is most needed for black women because they're the ones that, like, you know, we are like constantly being reminded of that are like a certain way or projected a certain way, like in the media. And, you know, when I think of feminism, I think like black women.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm for it. To some.
I get it.
You know.
I get it. Like, you know, I do
Yeah.
understand like feminism was very like, came from like the war, you know? It came from the war and like women were doing like men's jobs and things like that. And that's where like feminism derived from. But I feel like from my own perspective.
So, Project
That's for
Slow
black
Jams, is it for the women? Is it for
It's
the
for the
men?
women.
Is it for everybody? I mean, who's like really loving this?
I feel like a lot of people love the music. Like Project Slow Jams is for all people. It's for people who appreciate what it is. Like art, it's art. So like, you know, it's for people who appreciate it and for who understand it.
And for those who don't?
You know, there's other artists.
I respect that. I respect it a
It's
lot.
a big world.
I really like that because, you know, kind of people have this mentality that everybody has to like my music, and if you don't, like something's wrong with you, like you're just hating. But people do have different tastes.
Yeah.
And that's nice that you embrace that. It's like the ones
Like
who
sometimes
love
I
it,
don't want to
mean,
listen to my music, you know?
Yeah, I know the feeling.
So whatever.
Well, where can we listen to that?
Everywhere. Anywhere you listen to music, I'm out there. Like Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music.
So what are we looking at? Kent Black, the Kent Black,
Kent
Project
Black,
Slow Jams.
Project Slow Jams.
Yes, that is
Yes.
what we are promoting here today. That is the vibe,
Yeah.
the mood for the year. And I will definitely be having the Kent Black back because he decided that he wants to withhold, but we don't do that here at the Kickback DMV. But I'm so happy you joined me. I'm Diamond B. Fraser, and this is the
I'm Kent Black.
And
Hey.
you are tuned into the Kickback.